Yai. You know what I'm talking about? I'm talking about renovating a house. I'm talking about not having enough time to do some of the work, and I don't have the experience to do it in a timely manner. I'd have to figure it all out. I'm talking about calling companies and them coming over and doing an estimate. I'm talking about $5,000 in for this job that I need done. Oh, because the wiring in my house is aluminum, and the outlets and the light switches, and they call them devices, each are for copper wire. Now, the home was built somewhere toward the end of the 60s, or somewhere in that area. So they used aluminum wire. And usually what I know is when they used metal for war to make bullet casings or bullets, they stopped producing in a sector. And the last time I remember hearing something like this was the dog food industry. Hence, dry kibble dog food exists because we had a war, and I think that's when the women started working. They started making bullets for the war. I think that's how women started working in our economy. That kicked it off. And they quit using the metal. They delegated, kind of like what's going on now with the Doge and all this stuff in our politics and stuff. They dedicated the metals that were used for production and capitalist gain, right, or whatever, business. They started to look for a way to process the food differently so that they could use paper bags. And that they had to make it shelf stable. So this is what ushered in the dry dog food. And it's not very healthy for our dogs. You see, they cook things at really, really high temperatures to get rid of the toxicity, the things in it that could potentially grow and cause problems later. With mainly, they're probably worried about shelf life because they damn sure ain't worried about the health of our dogs. So they do things, and they do this with ocean spray juice. They do this with all kinds. You see juice or salsa or anything in the aisle next to the food, like a bag of chips, you got a jar of salsa. It's been highly heated to a high temperature and held there for a while. And they pressure cooked it. I believe that's how they do it. And this kills off, it pasteurizes. There's a difference between sterilizing something and pasteurizing something. Pasteurizing it, you just kill off everything. And I'm not even going to explain the other sterilizing because I don't understand completely the differences. But all I know is pasteurizing is what we do to our milk. Pasteurizing is what we do to other things. We hydrogenate our oils, which is heating them up, kind of the same thing, and it turns them into a different thing. A chemical reaction occurs and turns it into something else, which is bad for us. Our body hasn't been dealing with that all these years, and it hurts us. Causes problems for us. Health problems. So, like the ocean spray juice on the shelf, my dad asked me if I wanted some the other day, and I just looked at it and I said, there's nothing in there that I would want. Sugar, and I'm supposed to stay away from that. Because it was heated. I was like, you don't keep that in the refrigerator, right? It was a plant, right? You crushed it up, you did this and that, put it in a bottle, and you put it on a room temperature shelf. There's nothing in there that's good. The reason why nothing's making it spoil is because they killed it all. Unless they added some fake or scientifically made nutrients back into it, enriched, like they do with bread, there's not anything in there that I really want. Because all of the fruit nutrients have been destroyed in the pasteurization process, so that the product can stay on the shelf and not go bad. And that's good for the profit margins of the companies. So yeah, they've done this with a bunch of things. But yeah, that's where I'm at with making the house better, getting rid of the smoke smell, and just dealing with some other things. I just started working on other things while I was here. I just realized that there's more to be done than... I'm a renter. I don't know. And I've never dealt with 35 years of smoke damage from cigarette smoker. So, yeah. I remember the day that the smoking began. I remember the day that smoking in there ended. And it's almost been 2 years later, and that place still smells like smoke. So if I want to rent it or live in it and not smell like smoke when I leave my house, it's either gut the whole gosh darn thing, redo the insulation in the walls, drywall, or it's sand, prep, and polyurethane, or seal it into the existing structure. Those are your options. Either way, I think you got some scrubbing of the walls to do. Vinegar, Murphy's, those are the two things I began using, an Odoban spray and liquid for cleaning shelves and wood also, and for deodorizing things. Anyway, till next time, have a good day.